People in ICE concentration camps are losing their lives. And don't even think about saying Fafo, fuck around and find out, to these people in ICE detention centers. It is a shame that members of the black community started the trend, and so many other people followed. This is an updated voting poll. Brown people voted for Kamala Harris more, but you fall for the colonizers' divisive tactics, the inaccurate voting polls, the initial propaganda. It is immature and immoral to be centering that type of behavior in response to a community that is being mass deported, imprisoned in concentration camps, and tossed out of the country to who knows where without any rights or contact to any lawyer or family. When we should be focused on solidarity, and this has to stop immediately. Especially those of you who claim to be activists perpetuating this FAFO BS nonsense.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on these channels. On our today's episode, it's another F around and find out season. I mean, Mexicans are clearly not happy with the black community. And the reason is because that black people are simply choosing not to be the scapegoat for decisions that they didn't make. They are angry that black people are not showing up for them. Remember when the 92% of black women and the 82% of black men said that we are gonna be on a vacation and we are not taking any fight. That's not our fight this time, because we all protested at the ballot box and you all failed us, and this time you're gonna fight your fight. So this Mexican woman is blaming the black community for people ending up in ICE detention centers, and we all know that the Hispanic community overwhelmingly voted for a party that pushed for mass deportation, racism, and anti-migration hatred. They all voted for oppression, and now they are shocked that it's actually showing up on their doors. This is what we call hypocrisy, and this is actually a misdirected blame. You only have your own community, the Hispanic community, to blame for each and every person that is being detained in ICE detention centers, for each and every other person that is actually being deported back in their countries. And at the end of this video, you actually understand why I'm saying and as to why this is actually my opinion. I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credit belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my good name is Gracey D. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel. Let me know what you all think about this. It's not like we hate any Hispanic people, but what we are all simply telling you guys is that your own community went on ahead and voted against your own self-best interest. And I don't know why black people are always the first ones to be called out for not supporting people, but always the last one to be supported when they need support. Let's dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
This week, a Mexican man went viral at a Chrome ICE detention center. He was filming inside an ICE concentration camp. He was pleading for his life and the life of all the other immigrants in there. He pleaded, saying, "We are being held hostage, please help." And he even begged for help and asked Claudia Sheinbaum, president of Mexico, to do something for her people. This is unacceptable. These are concentration camps that abuse migrants and immigrants. The abuse has been confirmed by internal services. They are being starved. They are thirsty, only given 1 cup of water per day, are denied bathroom privileges, are denied medical attention. People in ICE concentration camps are losing their lives. And don't even think about saying Fafo, fuck around and find out, to these people in ICE detention centers. It is a shame that members of the black community started that trend, and so many other people followed. This is an updated voting poll. Brown people voted for Kamala Harris more, but you fall for the colonizers' divisive tactics, the inaccurate voting polls, the initial propaganda. It is immature and immoral to be centering that type of behavior in response to a community that is being mass deported, imprisoned in concentration camps, and tossed out of the country to who knows where without any rights or contact to any lawyer or family. When we should be focused on solidarity, and this has to stop immediately. Especially those of you who claim to be activists perpetuating this FAFO BS nonsense. It is dangerous. It only further divides our communities, our solidarity, and silences the voices of these people inside ICE detention concentration
Shouts out to Aaliyah, because this is where it was on her page when I first saw this lady, this Mexican lady. And then I went to her page and she doubled down and literally said that they helped us during the Civil War, which is a lie. And the Mexicans helped free the slaves. First of all, Mexico had slavery themselves that wasn't abolished until 1829 or 1830 or something, somewhere around there. And the president that abolished slavery in Mexico was Afro-Indigenous. I don't know why they keep leaving that part out. He looked more like a negro than he looked like. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And when we were down there, we was fighting beside them. We was helping to protect their borders. They conveniently leave that out. For all this civil rights, nobody that was not fighting with us for civil rights. Is a lie and a scam, not as a collective. And they know a lot of them are anti-black. It is so crazy that they keep blaming us. First of all, we've been saying fuck around and found out, just like we've been saying a whole bunch of other shit that they co-opt and steal and turn into something else. Fuck around and found out never really had no political meaning. That's just how black people talk. Bitch, fuck around and find out. That's how we talk. Why do they keep blaming us and centering us when we are not the ones that's putting them in concentration camps? We do not yield, nor do we hold the power to deport them. They are focusing on the wrong people. Why y'all not mad at Maga? Why y'all not sticking it to the white man? I mean, we just got to call it a spade a spade. It's so weird that the Mexican and the Latino community keeps coming for black people. It's because we're not putting our bodies, we're not sacrificing our bodies and going and running out and standing on the front lines. Is that what it is? Why they got so much animosity toward us like we're the ones that's doing this to them? We're not inflicting any pain on you. And as per Aaliyah's video, because I never saw that initial video, she played a video of a bald head clear guy coining fuck around and find out for political purposes. Once again, stealing our shit, renaming, reclassifying it, giving it a different meaning. We're not making fun of y'all like that. We really ain't. We don't give a... It's unfortunate, but stop blaming. You're pointing, spread love is the Brooklyn way. This is bizarre. I don't know how we get in it. How we keep getting in it.
The black community started that trend, and so many other people followed. This is an updated voting poll.
Oh, bitch, no. Not today, not tomorrow, not forever. No, ma'am, no ham, no thank you. Go talk to everyone else that voted for that man for this to become possible. Go talk to the Cubans, the Puerto Ricans, the Venezuelans, the Dominicans, the white people that voted for this man and made this possible. Black people told y'all wasn't special. We told y'all this was going to happen. We told y'all you're voting against your best interests. And y'all went no because we're special. We're not those immigrants. We're special. And you're fucking not. Because if you are brown and you speak Spanish to white America, you're an immigrant. That's it. It don't care if you've been here 10 generations. You're immigrants. So this is not our problem. This is a y'all problem. So again, go to the people that voted for this man who said this would happen, and now it's happening.
How come she not telling y'all who put them there? She's not telling y'all who's executing these executive orders. Because 50% of them being Latinos, are Border Patrol. 30% of them being Latinos, are ICE agents. I brought receipts. Latino ICE agents outnumber black agents 2-1 and Asian agents by 4-1. White agents outnumber Latino agents by nearly 3-1. So the only people that outnumber y'all are whites. I got a testimonial from ICE agent Cortez. He said he didn't want to eat beans no more. Eating beans wasn't sexy. And that's why he became an ICE agent. Because he wanted to graduate from beans to carne asada. Here's Ice Agent Cortez testimonial. No, because I was literally starving, laughing. I ate a lot of beans and rice in those days. Let me tell you, man. But really, I wish I could say that it was idealistic or more sexy, but it really was as simple as they were the first ones that called me. I jumped on the first opportunity. If they being Latinos, could make a living off deporting them being Latinos, what do you think they'll do to you? You being black.
I hate to be the one to tell you, but a lot of y'all that are being deported, y'all done it to yourselves. See, a lot of y'all voted against your own interest. And what people were trying to tell y'all what was about to happen, you didn't listen. Now you messed around and found out. See, I suggest you go ahead and pray to Jesus instead of praying to Mary. Maybe he'll.
The Mexicans said, "Where are the black people? We stood with y'all. Y'all are Hispanic. Why did you ask where the Cubans are? The Venezuelans, Guatemalans, hell, the Dominicans. Or y'all are Mexican and saying you're indigenous to this land? Cool. Why not call the Native Americans to come? The different tribes. Or if all else fails, there's always the Asians. What about them? Weren't y'all pro-Palestine? Why don't you call for them? Call for all Arabs. But no, you said black people. Where for art thou? And it's crazy because, number one, you're saying you were standing with us during Black Lives Matter, indicating that you're claiming you understand the issues that are facing black people, which includes mass incarceration, which are concentration camps, prison, also / plantation, police brutality, poor access to resources needed in our community, a huge pay gap, school to prison pipeline, and I argue school to military pipeline, school to entertainment pipeline, like sport and music that make money for white people. You understand that we have been prosecuted here for over 400 years, and still we don't just stop slavery at the year it said. It continued, and Jim Crow is a form of slavery. The ramifications of that are still evident. You know all of these things. You know that we are going through our own genocide. That's what you were supposed to be standing with us for. But nothing changed for black people. But I do recall that black people have always intentionally brought up Latinos, Hispanics, whatever. It is black people who pushed, who made videos and did lives showing that, Taino people and Mexican people, all that are native to this land, spoke out so much about how immigration rules don't make sense. We went and voted for Kamala who wasn't with that shit. That's where we were. And you come and call on the very people that already have done something for you. The same people you say you care about. The whole reason of Black Lives Matter is because we are going through our own genocide. And you have the audacity to come on here and demand black people's assistance. That's how I know, because it wasn't just the Palestinians and all them too. That's how I know y'all do not take our plight seriously. They have dropped literal bombs on us, to be clear. Y'all keep talking about bomb this and bomb. They didn't drop literal bombs on us. Burned up boys in the back of a truck. Bombed churches. Dylan Roof not too long ago went up in here and shot a fucking church up. Our motherfucking people is in prison in slavery. And it's funny because y'all will say that, but when they're setting up this thing at Guantanamo Bay to hold the immigrant, y'all call that a concentration camp, an internment camp. Y'all put heavier weight on this shit. Marcellus Williams was just offed by he was just executed for a crime he did not commit after being in prison for decades. And that's not the only one. That's just the only one that we caught on to and brought up. The ones that nobody tried to assist us with until the last minute when the Palestinians found out that he was Muslim and wrote a poem about, the Palestinian children and stuff. Then all of a sudden it's whatever. None of you have ever been helpful to the black community. It has always been transactional. None of the communities have on their own protested for black issues without bringing up their own shit. And not just out in the streets. black people and these people have always stood in solidarity. Go read the articles. Go look it up right now and go read the articles. You are going to see black people bring up everybody else's shit and they come over there and they take over. I am going to continue to talk about this shit because it is just so irking. Y'all non-black people dancing to They Not Like Us is crazy fucking work. Y'all POC think that y'all are exempt from cultural appropriation and you're not. And also every one of y'all that I have seen dances have been horrible. The Indian one, the Native American one was offbeat. I'm still calling it what it is. This wasn't no fucking national anthem. And I don't agree with, a celebrity starting a revolution or nothing, but the damn song, whatever the purpose may have been behind it, clearly has formed its own purpose in the black community. And y'all go and y'all do this shit. But let me put a goddamn feather in my motherfucking head. Listen, y'all not exempt from the shit. And at least dance on motherfucking beat. 10 out of 10.
What's going on, y'all? My topic for today is ICE and deportations. Before I start, it's just my opinion. If you don't like what I'm about to say, there's no need for you to get mad at me and try to cancel me. Also, I'm not making this video out of hate. I want to be very clear with that. But we all see that ICE have a lot of raids going on in the U.S. All right. So let me start by saying this. If someone is in this country illegally and they are wanted for murder or something like that, I believe they should be arrested and deported. Okay. If someone is in this country illegally, first, I don't think they should be illegally here. But if they are illegally here and they are not a criminal, they're not committing crimes, they're not selling drugs, all they're trying to do is help their family survive legally. Okay. If that's the case, then I can understand that. I'm 45 years old and I just found something out. There are children in this country that are here illegally who go to public schools. I just found that out today and I feel ignorant. Like, why didn't I know this? I like to dig to the bottom of things. Why didn't I know this? There are illegal, however you want to put that, no disrespect, I don't know how to put it, children here illegally who go to public schools. That's so scary because can you imagine a child being in school and ICE comes to the school and says, okay, yep, we got your parents, now we're getting you, kid. That's scary, man. And I have to address this. There's a big divide between the black and Latino community, okay? And if I'm going to tell the story, if I'm going to say it, I have to be honest with you, okay? I have to be honest. I have experienced a lot of racism with Latinos in my life. I worked in a construction site, and people treated the Latino construction crews real bad. Who stood up for the Latino construction crews? Me and the other black people stood up for them. So when I start to see in reverse, Latinos didn't really like black people, I said, man, that's messed up, because me as a human, I don't want no families broken up. That's one thing I do not want. I don't want someone illegally in this country but not committing crimes, any other further crimes. I don't want them to be broken away from their families. That is a very serious issue here. I was looking at a video, okay? It was a young Latino man coming from another country, okay? Coming to the U.S. And he said he was talking to his abuela, his grandmother. And she said, whatever you do, stay away from those black people because they're dangerous. He said, well, how do you know? You don't know any black people. She said, because I seen it on TV. And I believe a lot of people are getting the bad impression of black people. Because believe it or not, Black people have paved the way for a lot of Latinos to be here. And that's why we've been so supportive of you all. I want to get that through y'all head. A lot of black people have been supportive of Latinos because we've been through it. So now when ICE is coming around and all of the deportations, that's destroying families. And like I said before, and if I'm gonna tell this story, I have to tell it. This ain't about me, but I have to tell it. As much as I have been disrespected by Latinos, I still do not want nothing bad to happen to these Latino families and children. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've been disrespected, racially discriminated against in your life, you don't want that for no one else. You don't want it. I don't want it for the Latino community. I wish you had more respect for us, truthfully, but I'm not gonna hate y'all. All the stuff I've been through with y'all, I'm not gonna hate y'all. I want your families to be strong. I want your families to be together. Like I said, if you're a wanted murderer, then you should be punished. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in this country working in a factory or working in farmland or working in construction or whatever, and you're here illegally just trying to make a living for your family, I feel like the U.S. has to, I'm not going to say has to, the U.S. should implement some policy where those of you who are here illegally but helping the U.S. should be able to have some type of transition to citizenship. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a better way, you know? But whichever way happens, we have to get some of this hate out of our hearts. We have to. Because for a long time, people didn't care what happened to other groups of people. People didn't care how other groups of people were treated as long as they weren't treated that way. And then when things start happening to other groups of people, they're like, why? Why? It's full circle. And this is not hate. This is just trying to get some people to open their eyes. Stop dismissing things if it doesn't concern you. You see what I'm saying? And then when something happens to you or your community, you want empathy. I mean, let's be honest. You're still getting empathy from a large group of people who still support you all, who still don't want nothing bad to happen to you and your families. You know what I'm saying? Think about that before y'all get mad. Think about that. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, guys, it's quite sad that this is actually happening in the Hispanic community. A lot of people are facing deportation. I actually do not wish this on anyone, even on my worst enemy. I don't wish on anyone to be held at a detention against their own will. I don't wish on any family to be separated. I don't wish on any family members. I don't wish on any parents to be separated from their kids or kids being separated from their families. I also don't wish for people not to show up to work because they're scared that they might be detained and get deported back in their country. Some of these people have been in the US for 5 years, 10 years. Some of them, maybe all the life that they know is only in the US. Some of these kids are in school and they now cannot attend school because their parents are afraid that their kids will get deported or detained. And it's quite sad that I actually also heard that allegedly there is also an ICE detention for kids. I mean, this is crazy, and I feel like this administration is going very far with this. I know the new administration is trying to get people back in their country and have them come in the US the legal way, but I mean, kids, I saw them deporting another child who was suffering from heart disease, and it really hurt my heart to see that child going through that. And the reason as to why I'm saying this is that your people, the Hispanic community, went on ahead and voted for this girl who had a heart disease to be deported, went on ahead and gave a green light to this new administration to even have an ICE detention for children, as they allegedly saying, went on ahead and gave this new administration the green light to deport and detain your people. And you all know these people have been saying they're trying to get free labor, they're trying to get people that they'll overwork them and not pay them. Because I mean, if you want people detained, if you want to deport people, then you should already have them back in their countries right now instead of detaining them. And there are so many videos, there are so many things that people are saying that's happening to these people who've been detained. So the reason as to why the black people are actually saying, no, this is not our fight, we are not gonna be out there fighting this, is because they tried to warn you all. They tried so much, and people are angry that the black community is not even out there protesting. They're not out there, having this work and fighting. They're not out there fighting for you guys, fighting for people not to be detained in these detention centers that are being treated very bad. They are angry at the black community, and I don't even understand why they are angry. Some are even angry that the black community is actually reminding them that you're all left around and now you're finding out. We all know the truth do hurt. Yeah, your people, your community left around, and now it's your people that actually have to find out. You only have the Hispanic community to blame and not the black Americans. So, as this lady is saying about Mexico abolishing slavery in 1829, it's true. In 1829, Mexican President Vincent Guerrero, who was an Afro-Indigenous descent, abolished slavery throughout Mexico with very limited expectations. This made Mexico a safe haven for enslaved people fleeing in the United States of America, particularly from Texas. African Americans fled to Mexico for freedom during the 1830s to the 1850s. Many enslaved African Americans, especially from the American South and from Texas, escaped in Mexico to gain freedom. This is after Texas declared independence from Mexico in 1836 and became a slaveholding republic. People fleeing bondage often crossed the Rio Grande into the northern Mexican states like Coahuila, Tamaulipas, and Nuevo Leon. Mexico also refused to return escaped slaves, rejecting demands from American slaveholders. This created tension between the US, especially Texas and Mexico. Some Mexican officials even aided freedom seekers or turned a blind eye to their presence. Additionally, Black Seminoles, descendants of African Americans and Seminole Native Americans, also fled to Mexico around the 1850s, where they were welcomed. They later served as border guards for the Mexican government in exchange for land and protection. So, when she's saying that it's okay, she's saying that Mexico helped the Black Americans, Mexico helped the Black community. Yeah, so she's saying that, but I even went on ahead and tried to understand like the problem that Mexicans are facing now, or the Latinos are facing, is not a problem that was created by the Black community. This is a problem that was created by Latinos themselves. And the reason as to why I'm saying this, I know it's not all Latinos voters are immigrants, and it's not Latino voters supported Trump. There are some Latino voters that actually voted Democrats. So we all know that not all Latinos voters are immigrants, and this is why some of them have even rights to vote in the United States of America, because people are keeping on asking like, how did illegal immigrants have a way of voting? They didn't vote. They actually finding out because their own community effed them. And now it's them that have to find out those illegal immigrants. So many Hispanic Americans are multi-generational citizens who do not see immigration as their top issue. Some are socialist conservative, aligning with Trump's stance on religion, abortion, traditional values, and law and order. Economic priorities. Some Latinos voters saw Trump as a better for the economy, small businesses, and jobs. Tax cut and business regulation appealed especially to Latino entrepreneurs and working class people. Anti-socialism messaging. In places like Florida, many Cuban, Venezuelan, and Nicaraguan Americans fled socialist regimes. Trump's anti-socialism rhetoric resonated strongly with these groups who feared the U.S. moving left. There is also the machismo and strongman appeal. Trump's alpha male image and tough rhetoric appeal to some Latino men, especially those who value strong, dominant leadership. And this is why most of these couldn't even think of voting for a woman. Not because she was black, but because it was a woman. They couldn't have or sit or stay with the thought of having a woman in power. There's also a cultural aspect of machismo that made Trump's aggressive style attractive to a portion of this group. Also, some legal immigrants or naturalized citizens support strict immigration laws and want others to follow the legal path they took. There is a divide between recent undocumented immigrants and long-established Latino citizens who may not relate to the deportation threat personally, and this is why most of them went on and voted for that. Also, some didn't trust the Democrats. I don't know what their reasons were, or maybe some felt ignored or taken for granted by Democrats. So many of them disagreed with the woke culture, support for LGBTQ plus policies, and some of them saw Democrats as pandering but not delivering. You are able to be supported by Democrats to be in the States, these illegal immigrants. Maybe some of these are your relatives and you saw them as pandering and not delivering. And now that your community is out here suffering, you want to put this blame on Democrats. You want to put this blame on the Black Americans. So this lady went on ahead and said that she has the right result for how the election turned out. So I went on ahead and decided to put all this together, and approximately 81% of Trump voters were white. And I went on ahead and I wanted to understand how, or get to really deep into how Hispanic voters voted in 2024 and back in 2025. So more than half of Hispanic voters favored Harris, down from 60% for Biden in 2020. Support for Trump among Latino men increased, with 50% voting for Harris compared to 60% for Biden in the last election. Among women, Harris led with 53% to Trump's 46%, a narrow margin than Biden's 55% to Trump's 43% in 2020. So there is a decrease of 2% from how they voted in 2020. And as to how they voted in 2024, Trump also gained slightly among men, with 54% voting for him compared to 53% for Harris. Age group: voters aged 18 to 29 supported Harris over Trump by 54% to 43%. In the 30 to 40 age bracket, Harris received 55% of the vote, while Trump had 44%. Among voters aged 45 to 64, Trump led with 54% against Harris, 43%. For those 65 and older, Trump garnered 60% of the vote, with Harris at 39%. So this is what actually helped Trump win the election. And the reason as to why I came out with this is that to show you all guys that, like, these people who are 65 years and older, these are probably people who've been in the US for quite a long time. These are people that have probably have legal status for them to be. These are people who are probably US citizens, and they don't care about mass deportation, and they don't care about who is going to be deported. 60% of them voted for Trump. 60% of them voted for mass deportation. 60% voted for kids to be deported or kids to be held in ICE detention center. 60% of them voted for your people to be held in ICE detention center. And you just decide to sit down and make a video to come out here and call out black people because they're simply telling you, you all effed around and now you're finding out. You're angry that your people are suffering and black people are not doing anything, telling them that we supported you guys during slavery. It's crazy because your own community went on ahead and voted against your own people, but you only want to call out black people. It's not only the black community that I've seen doing these videos of F around and find out. I've seen every other demographic that don't support the same policies as the Maga voters do, telling people you all effed around and now it's find out season. You all effed around and it's sad that we all have to be in the find out season with you guys. It's sad that when everything that's not going right for each and every other demographic in the United States of America, you only have the black people to blame. When black people say that we are done, we are not going to show up, we are not protesting, we are not going on the streets for anyone or for anything, you want to be angry at them because they're choosing their own peace of mind, because they're choosing to let everything happen as it's gonna happen, because for so long they've been fighting for each and every other person in the United States of America. For so long they've been fighting for social rights. For so long they've been fighting for social justice. For so long they've been fighting for everything that you all have been benefiting in the United States of America, for them to only be the last people to benefit from the fight that they put in. I don't know, but I think you need to start taking accountability. You need to start being accountable and not looking for other people to blame. You don't have to blame the black people. It's time you stop blaming the black community. It's time for each and every one of you out there to be accountable. It's time for you to call out your own communities. It's time for you to call out your own people and stop calling black Americans for something that they did not do. Black Americans are not the ones that are detaining you. Black Americans are not the ones who've put these policies into work. Black Americans did so much. They tried to even go through the 900 pages of the Project 2025, which included mass deportation, and you all called them woke, and you all insulted them. Kamala Harris tried to warn you all about this, but you never listened, because you simply didn't want a woman in power. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.